Okay, so outside I would have already called my emergency. This is what I call the 5 S's when we come in, okay? Got my safety equipment outside, then I'm gonna do my seat, my steering wheel, my seat belt, then I'll do the safe start. So outside, this is part of the end cap, this is my safety equipment. Fire extinguisher, it's a 10 BC, it is fully charged. Pin is in so it does not discharge. Mounted security so it doesn't roll around and accidentally discharge. Inspection sticker is up to date and in place. I have 3 emergency triangles. Amber with red reflectors, all 3 are present in good working order. I have my spare fuses and breakers. All right, then I'm gonna get inside. Us shorter people got to reach these pedals, so I'm gonna reach down here, slide over toward the door with that lever, bring it over so I can rest my foot on the pedal and let it slide to the ground and let my heel rest right on the ground but the foot still on the pedal. Okay, that's how I control my fuel right there like that. If you've got your foot kind of like this, heel back here, foot's down there, you're gonna have trouble with, and your foot's gonna get tired with the fuel. So there, straight down, there it is. Good. Brakes, same thing. Brakes, fuel. All right. Once I got my feet adjusted, I wanted the height adjusted. I can ride with my seat all the way up. Problem with that is if I do this for 10, 11 hours every day, I'm gonna develop blood clots. You're cutting circulation off. So I'm gonna put my feet together, let out a little bit of air. Create a little bit of space between it. Okay, good. Feel comfortable. I'm going to adjust my steering wheel so I can see the instrument panel, and I can drive my truck with my hands at 10 and 2 or 9 and 3. They can't be here, here, or here. I've got to keep my hands at 10 and 2, 9 and 3, and turn with 2 hands, and then bring it back with 2 hands. If you want to telescope it out to you, you can. Okay? I like it backing away from me. Right here. Lock it in. All right, so now I'm going to tell you about my seat belt. Yank on both belts, tell you the seat belt's mounted securely to the frame, top and bottom with bolts. The belt itself is not cut, frayed, or worn. It should latch and unlatch with ease. When it is latched, it's attached to my seat with a bolt. The seat is bolted to the floor. The belt fits tight on the body. Now, what's your name?
Leo.
Leo, okay. So Leo, let me find your name. There you are. Go to in cab. First line up here says what?
Keys to success.
Keys to success. When I tap on that line, the top line says,
Tell the tester what you intend to do before each test.
so you're testing me, I gotta tell you what I'm gonna be doing before I do it. Then the second line says,
Report the results after each test.
so after I tell you I'm gonna do it, then after I'm done, I'm gonna tell you what it did, if it did what I was supposed to. So once again, it's not show and tell, this is tell, then show. All right, so now I'm gonna do the safe start. When I turn the key to the on position, my instrument panel is gonna light up, gauges are gonna cycle. I'm gonna have 2 ABS lights that will come on and off right here at the end of this speedometer right here, 2 of them, one on top, one on the bottom, and then one on the trailer back there if equipped. Just told you, now I'm gonna do it. Key to the on, but don't start. Lights up, gauges cycle, 2 ABS lights here, one on the trailer back there. All right, now I'm gonna start my truck. I wanna make sure that I am in neutral. My brakes are set. I'm gonna cover the brake, and I'm gonna start it up. Okay, now that I got power, I'm gonna tell you about my glass. I have my windshield, my 2 windows, and 6 mirrors. They should be clean. They're not broken or cracked. There's no illegal stickers blocking my vision. Then I'm going to adjust the mirrors to myself. Okay. Once I'm done adjusting from here, I'm going to go straight down to the dash and turn on my headlights right above the keys. Okay. Green light here indicates that the low beam is on. I'm going to get the high beam by pushing that lever away from me. Okay. Blue light indicates the high beam is on. All right. I'm going to finish with my lighting. Here's my 4-way flashers. I have 2 indicators on the dash. They should be working down both sides of my vehicle. Turn them off. Turn off the high beam, and since my hand is here, I'm going to tell you about signals. Right turn signal indicator here should be working on the right side of the vehicle. Left turn signal indicator there working on the left side of the vehicle. The last thing this dial controls is the wiper blade. So I'm going to turn it to the on position so they work running steady. blades are made of what?
Rubber.
Rubber should not be cut, frayed, worn, rotted, or messy. Okay? I know the arm is flat on the windshield. When I use the washer fluid, should spray evenly, leaving no streaks. So I just told you now I'm going to do it. The end right here tells me to push the end in, so I'm going to push it in. There you go. Spray it even and no streaks. All right, turn them off. Go from here. Oil pressure gauge. It's a normal operating range. I'm going to go right here and tell you about my voltmeter. I can't see it. This little blue box up here, I need to take it home so I can use either left or right arrow till I get home. Doesn't matter which way. When I get home, if I still don't see my voltmeter, it's because my little blue box ain't on the top of the stack. So I'm going to keep whichever. Doesn't matter up or down till I get to the top. My voltmeter, it's a normal operating range between 12 and 14.5 volts. This is my primary and secondary air gauge. Two needles, one on top of another. Okay? They're in normal operating range. The cutoff for the air compressor is between 120 and 140. This is my water temperature gauge, and it's in normal operating range. All right, I'm going to cross. This is my climate control. The first one controls the fan. All the way to the left is off. All the way to the right would be maximum or high. This is my temperature control. All the way to the left is cold. All the way to the right is heat. Put it wherever you want to put it. I'm cold right now. The last one here controls my vents. I'm going to put it to defroster and heater. Listen for the change. Let me roll the windows up so I can hear better. Once I hear the change, I'm going to come up here and tell you this is my defroster. It is working. This is my heater. It is working. Okay? And I have to say the words or no points. I'll put this back here. Turn this down just a little bit. I'm going to work my way back now. This is my parking brake for my tractor trailer emergency brake. If I push them in, I release them. If I pull them out, I apply them. This is my service brake. This is my city horn. This is my air horn. Okay? Now I'm going to perform a tug test. I'm going to release my trailer brakes to test the parking brake to make sure that they're properly adjusted. Okay? Well, they'll work, but will they hold me in place? Are they adjusted properly? Let's find out. Release. Step on the brake lightly. I don't need to kill them. Put it in drive. Come over, give it a tug. Yep, holding me in place. Put on the brake, put back to neutral, get off, reset. Now I'm going to release my parking brake to test the trailer brakes to make sure that they're properly adjusted. Just told you, I'm going to do it. Release. Once again, same thing. A little bit of fuel. Yep, trailer brakes are holding me in place. My foot on the brake now. Now I'm going to test my service brake. I'm going to release my trailer brake and move forward 10 feet at approximately 5 miles an hour. I will apply the brake and it should not pull to the right or to the left. Release, look around. I don't got to kill the brake, but I am going to come up fairly decent speed. Test the theory. And then brake. Did it pull right or left? No. All right. During the test, this is where I'm going to do that transition to the 1, 2, 3, but because we're in this area, high traffic area, I got to back up. I'm going to back up out of the way before I move. I'll back slowly. Right there, put it in neutral. Okay, set the brakes. All right, so now I'm going to transition to the 1, 2, 3 air leak test. It's called air brake test, but somewhere in there you're going to tell them it's a leak, so I'm just going to go ahead and get it out of the way. 1, 2, 3 air leak test, or air brake leak test, however you want to put it. Then I'm going to ask you, according to the test, it says I should build the air pressure and take the key with it. So I'm going to put it in his lap. Do you want me to build the air pressure and take the key with me? Or can I go chalk the tires while it builds? He's going to tell you to go chalk. Okay? So then, I'm going to go outside, put my chalks in my tires like I showed you earlier, right?
Yes.
I'm going to get back inside. While I was outside, I was listening to see if I heard that cut out. If I still haven't heard it, then I can't start the test. If I start the test now without it being fully charged, it's an auto fail. Okay, fully charged. So turn this bad boy down. Oops, open my window. Not yours, but mine. Too much noise over there. All right, so I'm gonna listen by giving it 1,000 or 10,000 RPM. Listening for that.
There.
It is. Okay, now I know what's happened. Now I can start my test. I'm going to shut the truck off. I'm looking at my gauges. What are they doing?
Oh, they're all the way
Nothing,
down.
right? They're just laying down. I'm going to wake them up. Wake up them legs, lazy asses. Key back on. 2 ABS. Gauges have cycled. All right. Now, why did I go chock my tires?
Because you're going to release your brakes and you don't want your truck to roll.
There you go. So the vehicle does not roll away when I release the brakes. So yellow first, then red. I'm watching my primary and secondary gauges. While they're settling, I'm going to tell them part 1 is called the applied test. I will step on the brake and hold it. I should not lose more than 4 psi in 1 minute for a combination vehicle. Just told you. Now I'm going to do it. Foot on the brake. Wait till they stop again. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to keep watching them until I get to the full 60 seconds, or until the tester, somewhere in between 20 to 30 seconds, he's going to say, okay, driver, go to part 2. So when he says that, I get off the brake and I tell him I did not lose more than 4 psi in that time frame. Part 2 is the low air warning test, LAW, low air warning. I'm going to fan my brake until I see and hear the low air warning at or about 60 psi. Just told you, now I'm going to do it. I want to go slow enough so as soon as I hear it, I stop pumping. See it, hear it, I'm at or about 60 psi. Part 3 is called the emergency test. So take that 3, turn it sideways, it becomes an E for emergency. I'm going to fan my brake until my emergency valve pops out at or about 40 psi. They should both pop out. If my parking brake doesn't, it should pop at or about 20. Just told you, now I'm going to do it. Watching my tube. My emergency brake has popped out. I'm at or about 40. Now I'm going to continue fanning until my parking brake pops at or about 20. My parking brake has popped out. I'm at or about 20 psi. Now this is the end of the test, but I'm not going to tell him that yet. I'm just going to tell that tester. Now I'm going to start my truck to rebuild the air pressure. Neutral, brakes are set. Start it up. Okay. Air on. I'm going to go put my chocks away, and then I'm going to think about this test. So after I put my chalk back in a box, it ain't going to take me long, maybe half a minute if that. This is going to still be building and building and building. It's going to be a while. So all that time I'm spending outside looking around. What did I forget to tell him about? If I had the trailer, I'm underneath the trailer. Did I tell him about that, them, this over here, that over there? Then I'm going to go to the coupling system and look at all the coupling system and tell him, did I say this? Did I tell him that? Did I tell him about this? Did I tell him about that? If you find anything, you still got time. Just come back in here and tell the tester, hey, would you come with me because I forgot to tell you about da-da-da-da-da-da. And when I get back inside, I'm going to do the same thing. I'll tell him about my glass. Tell him about my lights. Tell him about my air, my brakes, my horns, my gauges. When I got to the 1, 2, 3, did I give it to him in the right order? Did I tell him what he needed to hear? Applied was 4 psi 1 minute for a combination vehicle. Low air warning. I told him 80 psi. Oh crap, did I say 80? You know what, sir? I think I told you 80 psi. It should have been 60. I need to start 1, 2, 3 over again. As a tester, I'm going to tell you, okay, this is chance number 2. You get 3 chances today. Chance number 2. As long as you catch it, you can start it back up, build it all the way up to 120 again until it shuts off. That's that. turn it off, key back on, release the brakes again, and start with the applied low air warning and the emergency again. But if I just finished up and I told him, okay, started my truck, I'm gonna go put my chocks away, this completes my test. Now I get outside, put my chocks, and I'm out there and I say, oh crap, I forgot to, too late. You're gonna come in here and tell him, hey, I forgot to tell you about, sorry man, you already told me this completes the test. So I'm already grading you. Until you tell me this completes the test, I cannot grade you. So don't say that until you've gone over it one more time, okay? Give it the second go around. What did I forget? What did I forget? What did I forget? When you're satisfied, then that's when you tell him this completes my test. Okay. That's it.